at WHLI. We are back live on the air with Linda Eder, our special in-studio guest here on this Thursday at WHLI, talking about the new album, The Other Side of Me. And we have come to my favorite track. This is an amazing piece of music, and I'm not saying this because you wrote it, which blew my mind when I found that out to begin with, but it's just like this track has everything you need in a piece of music. Tell me about Waiting for the Fall.
Well, I wanted to write one for the record. I hadn't been writing in a long time. I married a writer and I quit writing. I divorced him and I started writing again. But I'd been playing around with the piano. I actually wrote it initially as a ballad.
Really?
Yeah, but I'd wanted an up-tempo, sort of a little rougher edged one for the record. And Billy actually suggested we turn it into the up-tempo, so then I rewrote the music for the verse and lyric afterwards. But it just started, with an idea. That's how songs usually come from hooks. So I had the hook for Waiting for the Fall.
Oh, that's easy. Once you got the hook, you can work from it.
And I generally start from a chorus and then work backwards. But it was just a sort of, I think we've all sort of been in that position where we've had a big fight with somebody and, they leave and then there's the moment of silence in the room. And that's what kicked the whole thing off. And you have to write a little bit what you know and then you sort of embellish on that. So, yeah, there's some truth in there and there's some embellishment.
Definitely. What came first as far as this song is concerned, the lyric or the melody?
I think I had the hook line, and so then I sort of wrote the melody of the chorus around that line. The verse, because I rewrote that after we turned it into an up-tempo, I had my track. Duke Levine King laid down a cool guitar lick, so then I wrote the verse music after the fact. And so that came lyric first, and then I think I sort of sang what I was thinking, and that's how the music came about, but for the verse.
And two other elements?
Well, there's a little rap in there.
Yes, I was about to ask you about that.
That's Billy. And it's funny because we also videotaped the whole record-making process, and we have it on video, the moment where he used to be in a band, and he's actually very good at rapping, and he was just being goofy during that bridge section. We were playing it in his studio and sitting around working on it, and he started to rap this crazy, just make up words, and I thought, that's kind of neat. It might be neat to put some rap in there, so I'll write you some words, and that's what I did, and I think it's kind of cool, actually.
The whole record is cool. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people about this song. They can't get enough of it. I'm one of them. I can't get enough of it. And before we hear it, a word about harmonizing with yourself, because you do it not only on this track, but a number of tracks on The Other Side of Me. Is that, number one, time-consuming and or difficult to do? Because I notice sometimes it's even more than just two-part harmony.
It's the most fun you can have. I love to do that the most. I love coming up with harmonies. I love harmonizing with myself. And sometimes in order to get the right sound, it really has to be me. I have really great background people on this record. Will Lee's singing on there. Tabitha.
Oh, yeah.
She's an amazing singer. Russell. They're all great, Sean. But to get the right kind of sound, that sort of country-ish sound, it almost needed to be me.
Yep.
And I like to do that anyway. It's literally the most fun I have recording is when I get to do harmony.
And does it take a lot of time to have the result sound the way it sounds?
Not really, if you know kind of what you're doing. Sometimes you get stuck on maybe the third part harmony or some note that's not quite right. You got to find that. But in general, it comes fairly easy, especially if you know the song pretty well. And this particular song, the whole groove is created by me singing with myself.
Yes.
It doesn't quite come off the same way live because it isn't me. It's someone else doing it.
Yeah.
Because the effect is created by that.
Back with Linda Eder here. We're talking about The Other Side of Me, the new album, and I am looking at a schedule of your up-and-coming concerts here. As I said, you're doing 4 different types of shows. The one coming up in, 2 days is with the New Jersey Symphony. I take it, now this is only, I'm going out on a ledge, venturing a guess, that is not The Other Side of Me show.
No, I'm not wearing jeans on that one.
No, but the one after is, you have one coming up at the Blender Theater at New York on the 22nd, and also the same thing in Fairfield, Connecticut, at the Quick Center for the Performing Arts. And I was the first one of a couple of hundred people to see The Other Side of Me, the very first time you did it in your own backyard. Is there a difference between what we saw that night back in, was it May? I think it was May, wasn't it?
I think so.
Something like that. And to what the show has evolved in these days?
It's just tighter. I mean, it's a lot of the same, most of the same material.
Right.
I think we added maybe a couple of things. But it's, it takes time. I've had 20-some years to perfect the show. Now this one will take as long because I've been doing in the business for a long time. But still, it takes a while for a band to gel, for us to really know what we're doing and feel confident and comfortable. And we've done the show several times now, so we're starting to get there.
Yeah, there's a lot of very talented musicians on that stage with you on The Other Side of Me. Who's on fiddle? Who's that virtuoso on the fiddle over
That's
there?
Alison Cornell, and she's amazing. She plays keyboard, she plays guitar, she plays mandolin, she plays the fiddle, and she sings great. She
Mhm.
writes her own stuff. She's really, really neat guitar on board. And we have Sean Barker, who obviously wrote 4 of the songs on the
Yep.
record. A wonderful singer, really bad.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, Duke Levine, who I mentioned. The only one that crosses over from my other band is Eder on drums.
Yes.
He can play both styles well.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few different people we've been using on bass, but Zev Katz. So he is our cool factor. I think that's everybody. Oh, and Peter Kalo, who used to play guitar for me back when I was doing more popish kind of things.
We love Pete.
Yeah, he's a great guitar.
Really, see some of his solo gigs. in Manhattan.
And then of course Billy on keyboards.
Yeah.
And Billy is besides being classically trained pianist, he plays B3. Gets hired all the time to record his B3 because he's an amazing B3 player. We don't have we use a synth B3 player, but it's amazing what he can do.
Yeah, it's quite an ensemble.
And everybody sings. That's what I love. I
I
love
know.
the harmony so much. I mean, it adds so
It's
much
a big
to this kind of
sound.
music. Yeah.
You're out there in the tables, sitting at your table, and you're front and center with the guitar. At least when I saw it at North Salem, and a lot of people to your left, a lot of people to your right, and some people in back of you. And the output is a big sound.
Yeah.
And it makes for a lot of fun. You look like you're having a ball up there.
I am. That's what I love about it. Like I said, it's brought back my joy
Mm-hmm.
that had been losing a little bit because I have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And it becomes a little bit more like your job.
Mhm.
Especially, people want to hear the same songs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a tough road because I will get some fans who come all the time and then they want some variety. But
Exactly.
the majority of the audience only comes once, maybe twice a year.
The
in
casual
their
fan,
area,
I know.
And they want to hear the same songs all the time, and if you don't do it, you get a lot of grief for it. So you're really stuck to doing your so-called hits.
I know. How about the group that's got 30 albums to their credit, and the real diehard core fan wants to hear the deep cuts.
I know.
Go deep, right?
I know.
Meanwhile, they get the same hit set year after year after
Mhm.
year. So.
Yeah.
But it's like catch-22, like you said. The casual fan out in the audience. If there's 10,000 in the arena, they're outnumbering the
Mhm.
couple hundred diehards. Prayer for Love. We love it here. We love Prayer for Love.
Well, this is another Sean Barker song. He had recorded an album, and I listened to it looking for some more material, and I picked this one song off the record. I just thought it was fun, and it fit the country pop format.
And what a tempo.
Yeah.
What a galloping tempo. I want to drive to this a
And
little
I
bit.
suggested the banjo. I thought it would be fun to have a little banjo, so that's
Yeah.
how it came out.
It's a lot of fun. As I said, it's 4:30. If I can do 9,500 miles an hour in a car for 4:13 without getting caught, because you got to get behind the wheel in this car. You get an open piece of road in front of you and just nail it. And where did this hour go? I want to know. Every time we do something fun around here, it's just like it's gone before I get a chance to really digest it and say, "Wow, I'm into this." I'm in the groove, and it's over. You gotta leave.
I'll come back.
I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to journey on down here, number one, and then to sit in with us and talk about the album and stuff. We wish you the best of luck with this album.
Oh, well, thank you.
And
It's a victory just to have it out, really.
It really is. It really is. And our good friends at Verve, too, because I know a couple of people over there.
Yeah,
They're
they're
just
great.
wonderful people to get behind a project.
Yeah.
So we thank everybody involved. And Billy, if you see him, which I know you're going to see him, give him kudos because the job he did on this album is like over the top. It's just great. Just wonderful. And thank you so much. Now we're going to leave with a track, They Are the Roses. What can we say about They Are? I know Jake is on this song, isn't he?
Yes, at the very end, there's a little children's chorus, and it's his voice with Billy's stepdaughter harmonizing. But we recorded them a few times.
Right.
And then the very last one, you hear is Jake all by himself.
Really cool song. It's all about the kids, and They Are the Roses from the other side of me. Again, our thanks to Linda Eder, our special in-studio guest here at WHLI.